Coach, this is what I'm talking about. NFL playoffs at Lambeau Field with a snowstorm camped out over the upper Midwest. Let's go. It's time for some great football in Green Bay. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the New Orleans Saints and the Green Bay Packers. One of two spots in the NFC title game awaits the winner here as we're underway in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go! 50, plant! Army! Now! Let go!
They'll run for the first time with Phillip Lindsay. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Go! Hey, ready?
2nd and 11. That's complete to his tight end, Seals Jones. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Mike, check, 59.
He'll drop to throw. Open man has got one. It's complete. Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs.
Let's go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hey. Snap.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsay. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
59, I'm coming. 59, yeah.
2nd and 9 now. His throw incomplete. Ricky Seals Jones, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
We talk all the time about playmakers on offense, but let's face it, there are plenty of playmakers on defense, too. I think we just saw an example of one, didn't we? Not force that incompletion.
Yeah, he's a great corner. They got a couple of them on that side of the football. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Mike, check, 59.
He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And right away, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
Let's go one more.
A first carry now. This is Johnson. Oh, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4. So much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here that if you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football.
Babe.
You don't want to get behind the sticks because
Babe.
then the defense has the
I thought you
advantage.
said John and the man cut the grass yesterday.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
You said that was him.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
The guy too much, so she had him cut our grass too or something. I don't know. That's what she said.
22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers.
Didn't sound like to me.
Watch the screen. Watch twist. Watch twist. Hey, Charlie. Slam, slam.
I'm with it. She was here, I wasn't.
Mike's 59.
They'll set up a throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Had to pass there. 3rd along on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20.
Oh, y'all can get your asses out there and cut the grass. Either way.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. I said it. Let's go.
We gotta do the work.
We're scoreless after 1.
Get in the weight room. Get in the weight room. Alert flow, alert flow.
On 2nd down, Cook. And an alley to run. He's got the lane, and there he goes. Past the 20. Touchdown, New Orleans.
You already showed money from me yesterday.
76 yards. As his guys are on the board first here tonight.
Yes, we did.
I used that to get a waffle the other day. Now I need
They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Dave, you better get out of my damn wallet. That's what you better do.
He ain't got nothing in there. I don't already look. I looked last night. I always look. He ain't got nothing in there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do
I don't have no money on my
It is the
card.
age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Check 25, check 25. Alert flare, alert flare, flare, flare.
Yeah.
They'll run with Cook. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal.
Boom. Cold low T.
Oh, no.
They try again with Cook. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter.
I know, because I feel like everybody gonna be buying the same size stuff.
Here is Cook on 3rd and goal. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
What is this? Why you got on silky pajamas?
Dalvin Cook with a second touchdown here in this first half. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
I'm trying to figure out why she's really quiet. She took my edge control, went into that
You got that from Atlanta?
Point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Oh, look at this. She was in there, she was really quiet.
It's going to be perfect with his Gucci shoes.
She stopped talking.
Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away.
What you mean? The Gucci?
This one fielded at the 5.
Gucci is for boys.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Is everybody working tomorrow?
No.
Nope. Okay, fantastic.
What are we chatting about? We both do that. Mine's at 11:30.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Back to throw here.
Wait, you left your last thing.
Try to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jalen Smith. And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
To go to Waffle House if you going with her.
Hey, watch it. Check nickel.
First down, here's the run with Cook. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Cook. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown.
Nice move.
Dalvin Cook saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Point after here coming up. And it is now 21-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Check 13. No.
On first down, right back to Lindsey. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
60 or 59. I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyus Bowser. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. Mike 54.
All day, just like that. Just like that.
Hit it.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way down. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Final play of the half here. Mariota setting up the screen for Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, a trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
58's the mic, 58. 58's the mic. Watch the out, watch the out. Watch the edge. Switch.
Throwing, Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is caught at the 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 79 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Well, after their wild card round game last week, you and I said, wow, they played pretty well. Maybe they got a shot at keeping this one close. They've done more than keep this one close.
Yeah, they've made quite a statement, haven't they? And I don't know if it was the week off that hurt this defense, but they've been flat from the get-go, and that's always a coach's fear. Okay, you earn the open week, but you wonder how they'll respond with that extra time off.
Yeah, it seems like they've been running uphill all game. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll run here with Lindsey.
SOS.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Who do you think you are?
You're not ready. You're not ready.
On play action, they'll throw. They'll roll him out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Credit the secondary, credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
Tomato.
Yes.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They're going to look to throw. Flushed out right. Looking downfield for Godwin. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Let's bring it. Let's go.
They'll drop to throw. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. From 21 yards away. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Rabbit. Big edge. Kill. He's coming. We got double up.
Mariota now. Dancing to his left. Now he'll pull it down. He'll have a first down past the 40. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down.
Mike 58, right there. Here we go, G. Shift.
Mariota now from the 50. Escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
We got seam 6. 58, boys. 58. 58, Mike. Here we go. Check 3. Check. 3. Hey, check 1.
On 2nd and 12, Mariota flush to his right. Looking sideline, incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target. And that'll make it 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
96, you can't block me. Save.
To throw is Mariota, eluding the pressure right. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
59. 65. On the ball. Check 3. Hey, switch gears. Go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll find his tight end, Seals Jones. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want it. Check. Fresno. Leo. Ready?
2nd and 3. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Throw right side going to be caught by Seals Jones. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's a 2nd and 7. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
He'll look to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
36.
They'll set up to throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll go again with Lindsey. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Mike is 52.
Looking to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Let's go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Saints will have the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
58.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. Now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10.
Know your job. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check the backer, check it.
They give to Johnson going right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Throwing on 2nd down. Mariota being chased out left. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Hey, pick your game up. Check 24, check 24.
Mariota here to throw. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
Switch it. Come on. One.
They run it again with Cook. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th
Hey,
down.
I'm going to come back to you.
Tonight's final score, Saints.
So they stay alive in the NFL playoffs, move on to the conference championship. And do you think that the printing press is starting to get those T-shirts and hats ready, my friend?
They have to, Brandon. They have to be ready because if you win, you've got to hand those out on the field right away. And just think about the pressure for the players now. Families are going to be talking about tickets to the Super Bowl even before you play the conference championship game.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Lambeau, good night, everybody.